As we become a Christian, there's so many areas of our lives that we need to ask the question, is what I believed and the behaviors that I had in line with the way that God has called me to live? Every one of us has to go through this process. And in most places in our lives, there's going to be a combination of things that we believed and ways God's called us to live that already line up, and things that we believe and ways God's called us to live that force us to change. One of those areas is the use of substances. Now, substances may have a little bit of a nefarious term to it, but I don't want to say alcohol or drugs because there's something much larger than that at stake. Here's the first thing to know. Number one, Romans 13 tells us you need to obey the laws of the land. If it's illegal, you shouldn't be doing it. If you want to campaign for it to be changed, that's up to you. But it's our job as Christians to obey the laws of the land. If you're 18, you shouldn't have alcohol, etc. But here's the bigger picture. At the end of the book of Galatians, and it's said directly, but really all throughout the scripture, there's an idea that we shouldn't serve idols, or we shouldn't give control of our lives to things that are not God. Galatians specifically teaches us, when the Apostle Paul writes it, that one of the things that should be produced in our lives as Christians is self-control. There are a great many substances that people will use by in which they take control of their lives and give it to that substance. Sometimes that's a long-term thing, like food, which is a perfectly legal way to be able to subvert your worship for Jesus and worship food. It might be something like alcohol. It's perfectly legal to have, if you're over 21, a bunch of alcohol and get blitzed and be at home. Then there's things like different drugs, opiates, depressants, prescription medications that people may abuse or may even be legally prescribed to them. But the way they're using it is that they are taking control of their lives and they are handing it over to this substance for a period of time because they trust the substance to be able to provide them with the comfort, the security, and the love that we should actually be getting from Jesus. Quick clarification. If you are on prescribed medication from a doctor, I am not telling you to get off that medication. I am telling you that abuse of that medication, that your doctor would also consider abuse, that the label on the side would consider abuse, is what I'm referring to. So we have got to consider, why am I using these things? I needed an escape. Well, you seem to need an escape every single night for the last 3 years. I can't deal with my emotions right now, so I have ice cream. Look, I love ice cream. It's awesome. The devil is not in the ice cream. But if you are hiding from your emotions, hiding from your reality, and giving that love, security, identity, and comfort over and over and over again to a substance, instead of trusting God, it means that we have a theology and a belief that we need to develop in an even greater way. Because God is the one who should be controlling our lives. He should be the one who's teaching us truth. He should be the one who's able to, through His Word, through His people, through prayer speaking to us, be able to show us what we should think, believe, and feel in certain moments. Not to be able to trust whatever the substance that we give control of our lives over to. It can be legal, it can be illegal. Look, there is nothing wrong with having a drink if you're 21. There's nothing wrong with ice cream. There's nothing wrong with exercise or going for a run. The thing we want to be able to avoid is when we take control of our lives back from God and give it to that substance because we need that substance to get us through life. So, as you're beginning your relationship with God, evaluate the substances that you use and evaluate why you use them and see where you need to start trusting God in those areas.